Are you out of power cells? Well, I am. And this video is about my recommendation on how to save power cells. So I guess a disclaimer on something on this video because it may not apply to all players. So I guess some would kind of ask, what about clan battles? Because the competition is so high that you would just kind of use it. So my recommendation for clan battles is just use it there. I guess it's just using everything you can to kind of beat the crap out of each other. And I guess where we save it is during solo play. So that's, I guess, my first tip. And obviously we don't always face clans, and we don't always have that high competition games. So we do play solo games. Everyone plays solo mostly. So also keep in mind that what I talk about in this video will be at the current state of the game. Okay, so the second tip, or the second factor that we have to consider, is obviously the hangar configuration. So how you set up your hangar. Why? Because some bots rely a little bit less on power cells, or I guess active modules, because those modules are the ones that need power cells. And I guess just before we talk about which bots really use less power cells, we kind of do have to think about which of the active modules we use the most. And they are Quantum Radar and Repair Kit. So I guess before Ares, I guess it was really the stealth bot meta, because stealth bot were most dominant, and I guess to an extent they still are. And with the introduction of Aojun, the Quantum Radar is, I guess, ideally the most ideal counter to stealth robots. And obviously with the introduction of some of the tanky robots really rely on the repair kit or the advanced repair kit. Now I am kind of jumping all over the place, but before we talk about those robots, how would we get away without using those two active modules? And obviously they are battle awareness, I guess, just talking in general, knowing enemy skill duration, and I guess most obvious one is kind of baiting them to use their ability and kind of waste it. So, but back to what we were talking about. So some bots just use less power cells, or rely less on active modules. And it may be like a no-brainer to some of you. You can possibly, you can really bring up these Pantheon bots potential by using the active modules. But when you're playing solo, when you care a little bit less, by learning how to use the shield efficiently, you can really get away without using the active modules. Because obviously if you're attacked, as long as you have that distance against enemies, you can really protect yourself well, having covers around you. And obviously this is the obvious one, but someone asked me about it. And healers. So the other active module that are used most are repair kit, and obviously you're kind of using mender or any type of healer's ability as like a repair kit, because you can really hog on damage by healing your teammates. So although random teammates won't be that supportive of your mender or any type of a healing bot, but you can still pull it off. And obviously the healing really boosts your damage, because amount you heal ends up in your score. So when you're playing solo, you really care about having high damage, and then being in first place, and having that damage output jacked up. So the healer really comes in handy in my opinion. But however, at the current state of the meta, multiple Pantheon bots I guess are considered pretty good, but multiple healers in your hangar might be bad. Maybe I shouldn't say bad, not as good, because because some people can really pull it off with any type of robot, so shouldn't really generalize in any way. But because obviously of the presence of Aojun and Ares and all those strong bots, the healers aren't just as strong anymore. So you do kind of have to play it for the score, play for the damage output. And the next set of robots are basically the bots that make you use or make others use active modules, because ideally this, as I said before, this stealth bot is really well countered by quantum radar. That's like the only ideal counter that we have out there. So those are the stealth bots themselves. So if you don't have stealth bots, I highly recommend just kind of having at least 1 or 2 stealth bots in your hangar, because obviously you want to be on the side that make other people use power cell, not really using it for yourself. I mean, that's kind of indirect way of saving power cells. So I guess overall, those are your hangar setups or type of bots that really prevent you, or not really prevent, but really can get away without using a whole lot of power cells, because there are definitely robots that really rely on active modules, and they are tanky robots. And obviously some of you may know, I have been using mainly invaders in my main account for probably over about 5 months. So a lot of people know, even before the invader buff, I have been using that bot for so long. I mean, I was kind of obsessed with coming up with a unique different robot against the full-on meta hangars. But anyways, the invader or any other type of tanky robots rely so much on the active modules that you kind of, for me it was really hard to keep up with the power cells through the battle creates. You'd have to purchase quite a bit of power cells with gold, and at one point I kind of thought maybe it's like cheaper to just get the meta hanger. So that was kind of the conclusion that I came up with throughout just spending too much power cells. So I hope you guys don't make that kind of mistake, at least when you're playing solo games. You can kind of cut back on solo games. That was the whole point of this video. I did go in detail about robots, because obviously not everyone kind of knows about certain robots, and not everyone kind of thought about it, especially lower league players. And I understand that higher league players would definitely go, that's very obvious, but a lot of lower league players did ask me about it, so I made a video. So I guess that kind of concludes this video. So the tanky bots or any other type of bots that really rely on active modules, use it when you must. Otherwise, for solo plays, really cut back on power cells if you are kind of running out of power cells, like me. So if you are War Robot veteran, you've been playing the game for quite a bit, and you know how you have a great insight on saving power cells, please feel free to share that with other players in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. Oh, and also I have one more thing to ask my viewers and subscribers. That is, what kind of content do you like on my channel? Because I'm kind of still trying to figure things out with the live stream or clan battles, or just kind of different builds that you want to see. Feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.